Hello everyone, welcome to our today's session on performance management and strategic planning. This is Dr. Swapna. So, strategic planning and performance management are inextricably linked if we want both to work effectively, and the relationships are actually quite very simple. So, organizational goals are created as part of the strategic planning process. So, they get accomplished by being cascaded down from the organizations as a whole. So to the subunits and then to their subunits, like until eventually they are assigned. So often as a piece of the whole to the individual employees. So that's done through the process of individual employee goal setting or objective setting during the performance planning phase of performance management. So there is a huge advantage to this approach. So first, it creates alignment between the goals of the organization and the goals of each employees. Then secondly, it helps employees understand that their smaller goals contribute to something very big than themselves. So it provides meaning to the work. So moving upon to our actual performance management and strategic planning slide. So starting with the first point is strategic. So strategic is development of organizational strategic plans that requires careful analysis of the organizational competitive situation. So following aspects are taken into consideration before strategic planning of company actually happens. So the first, starting with the first one, it is conducting of organizational analysis and identification of internal and external factors affecting the company. Guys, this is very important. You have to identify the internal and external factors of the company. So see, once you when you think of internal aspects, so whenever it is internal analysis, then you think of SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis stands for strengths of the company, weakness of the company, opportunities of for the company, and threats for the company. Whereas when you speak about external factors, you will be talking about pestle analysis. Okay, so our next point will be about environmental analysis, wherein we speak about pestle analysis. So external factors are all about pestle analysis. Then creation of organizational vision statement and even mission statement, then setting of organizational goals, then planning for strategies which serve as roadmap for achieving organized goals. So, to put it in a broader way, the performance management is actually making continual progress in positive impacting the key indicators of your business. So, your strategic plan provides the basis for what your key indicators are. So, what is your vision? What is your mission or the goal or the key projects and improving performance on key indicators requiring, the outline for strategic work which will be held on an executive level or the board levels or even in frontline staff level. So, your strategic plan and the planning process are the tool to deliver what is needed for performance management. So, they define the changes needed to positively impact your key indicators and answers why the changes are important. So, without a clear strategy, units of the organization will define their own agenda. So, there will be a coordinated, unfocused efforts to improve, and the impact on performance will be dramatically diluted. So, in short, your strategic plan, defines, both the how and why you will have to achieve your performance management goal, and how it works and as well. So yes, the strategic assessment defines priority opportunities and even the threats to innovation, or it can be growth of the business, and many like this, many opportunities or the competitors and so on. So the outcome is the list of priorities uh, which can be executable sorry, that can be executable strategies for the growth of the organization. So the internal assessment can be defined as the priority opportunity to improve performance through better quality, better consistency, and at the lower cost, better fulfillment, better systems, or better morale, better leadership, and so on. So put together, you have your strategic or change agenda that spurs improved performance. In short, you have the change agenda for performance management. So moving upon to our next point, we speak about environmental analysis. So it includes both internal and external factors which actually affect the working conditions in the organization. So when we speak about external factors, so as I told you, pestle analysis is a very famous or known analysis for studying on external factors. So wherein P stands for political, E stands for environmental, S stands for social, T stands for technological, again E stands for economical, again L stands for legal factors. So PESTEL. Okay, so pestle analysis. So starting with the first analysis, that is environmental analysis. So yes, under environmental analysis we are speaking economic factors. So this refers to economic situation prevailing in country. It can be it can be recession, or it can be deflation. Okay, now it can be inflation and the COVID scenarios. All these are external factors which are actually influencing our businesses to the core. So moving upon to the second factor, that is political and legal factors. So under political factors, it speaks about the extent to which a government may influence the economy and thereby impact organizations within a certain industry. So this includes government policies or political stability and the trade and even tax policies and so on. So that's what it speaks here, nature of political party and policies brought in by party prevailing in country. So when you speak about legal, okay, when you speak about legal factors, so the current legal allowances or even the requirements within countries or territories in which an organization or an establishment operates. So this includes like health and safety requirements, the labor laws and consumer protection laws. Okay, as I told you, as we discussed in industrial relations, so if you have minimum, if there are 1,000 or above employees, then you should have a safety officer present always throughout the timings of your work schedule. So same thing, there are some health requirements, then you welfare officer. So for every 500 or more workers, you should have a welfare officer who has to be present in the establishment throughout your work timing, so working hours. Okay, so moving upon to our next slide. Okay, yeah, social factor. So social factor, here, okay, example, impact of aging factor on company. Okay, social factor, that is actually, the changes in the socio-cultural market environment, that illustrates customer needs and wants. So this includes, not only the impact of aging factor of the company, it also includes the population analytics and the demographics, then the emerging trends, then the cultural changes, all these come under social factors. Okay, Then moving upon to the technical factor, see the technical factor day by day. If you are seeing, practically you must be experiencing the change of technology in our actual daily life. Okay, each day you come out with a new technology. Each day something new is being innovated. Okay, so the technology plays a very vital role in all these uh, what environmental or enterprises. Okay, so the level of technology development in the country, or the the requirement in our establishment, so how innovation and development evolve a market or a industry. So this includes all automations, then awareness of the technology. Then see, it is not just enough that you are aware of the technology, the adaptation rate. Okay, whether you are able to adopt the technology, whether you are capable enough to spend so much. Okay, and the new services or products. Okay, are the customers ready to take up these technological products? Okay, so there are so many such aspects which come in this way. Moving upon to our next external factor is again very vital one, which are competitors. So how competitor strategy affect the business of our company is one of the very important aspects. So this kind of strategic planning or strategic analysis, you can actually take advantage of opportunities before your competitors actually do. So it also addresses the trust before they become significant problems. So, and you should have a proper strategic plans that helps you meet the changing demands in the marketplace. So you should be than being reactive, you should always be proactive. You should be very good at innovation and technology adaptability. So then customers, yes, customers are kings for us. So it's like change is inevitable, so their tastes keep changing, their preferences keep changing, and uh, their adaptability towards the new designs or innovative models. Everything is completely, we are dependent on the customers and the suppliers, and the company relationship with the suppliers and the market is also very important, especially in this kind of pandemic situations. Many times wherein the actual liquid cash flow, and during demonetization time also, there was a lot of problems, and clashes between the enterprises and the suppliers. So even when there is no actual cash flow also, because suppliers are the one who actually gives us credit in case we don't have liquid cash. Okay, so it's very important to have a very good relationship with the suppliers, and so we need to have a proper strategic plan along with the performance management roles. So after a complete personal analysis, sometimes okay, you will have to have a thorough environmental scan that identifies uncontrollable or external factors of your organization, which you have to be prepared for. So it's appropriate to have a plan of action for the items you think could actually occur and have a material impact on your business. So in software, it might be called as a disaster recovery plan or a contingency plan. So you don't need to just apply resources to your plan at this time. So you have to, but it's very important to have thought through the implications of one of these external factors occurring or causing some problem. What action you can actually take over, and so on. So as the name suggests, internal factors, So, or the internal analysis. So, it focuses on evaluating all the aspects of organization itself. So, although internal analysis can sometimes, take into account the actions of external organizations or the market-wide steps, it has largely related to the inherent traits of the organization at hand. See, for example, as I have quoted, organizational structure or organizational culture. Then, among all these, both strong and weak points as well can be considered. So, yeah, there are many to go through the list. So, here, another way to just think about internal analysis, if your organization was the only one that existed, meaning your organization has no competitors, and your business environment was entirely neutral. So if it doesn't have any other competition, then the factors would consider you analyze your organization. So internal analysis is very important or very crucial for few reasons. Like, your organization might be spending too much of some areas due to internal inefficacies, and or alternatively your organization could be leaving money on the table. And okay, and the only way to reveal these things and get a true understanding of how resources are being used in your organization is by the way of or by the means of internal analysis. So one of the best tool you use is, of course, the SWOT analysis, which I just put line uh, previously. So moving upon to our first internal factor is organization structure. So organization structure includes nature of structure, whether it is flexible or rigid to changes taking place in the company. So then organizational culture, that this refers to the nature of culture prevailing in companies. For example, like present structure of company that encourages or discourages innovation. So it's very important that you adopt innovation in all the aspects. Like, okay, I'll give ideas for the company, but will the company adopt it? Will the company at least consider it? Is very important. So all employees will be giving suggestions, but will the company take the suggestions seriously is very crucial task. So once these things are encouraged, yes, your company also will be, nobody can stop it from the growth. Okay, so next, again, as I told you, even the external factors, though they are external, they always affect internal. So as I said, political and legal. So there are some laws which have to be implemented internally. There are some rules like, safety officer, and you need to have an ambulance, you need to have nurse station. There are many such things which have to be adopted internally. Like, here the examples which I've given is various units competing for resources, which makes it impossible for units to share resources within the company. So then the processes and the procedures, yes, refers to how effectively present processes are working in the company, like the production process or the supply chain management and so on. So the size refers to the level of operations in the company. Then the mission. So once environmental analysis is completed and the gap analysis is also completed, the gap analysis actually reveals which the brief inputs of SWOT analysis of the company. And so the next process focuses on preparation of the mission statement and the vision statement. So it provides information on existence of organization and its purpose, and an effective mission statement provides answers for the following questions which have been listed. So why does organization exist? What is scope of organization's activities? Who are the customers served? what are the products and services offered by the company. So all these questions must be answered in your mission statements. It's very important to develop a proper mission and vision statement which leads to organizational objectives or our goals. Okay, next it is vision statement. So organization's vision statement is in future aspiration. Vision statement includes description of what organization would like to become in future. So vision statements are written after mission statements, as organizations needs to know who they are and their purpose behind or before they can figure out who they will be in future. So after vision statement, after like 10, 15 or 20 years, where exactly your company, where exactly you have to see your company, that should be your vision. So yeah, so characteristics of good vision statement. So a good vision statement should be brief and simple in nature to be understood by all of the workers in the company. Then it should be verifiable. That means vision statement should be able to stand reality test. Then it should the effective vision statement specifies time within which company's aspiration can be fulfilled. You keep it for 5 years, you keep it for 10 years, you keep it for 15 or 20 or 25, whatever you have to, it has to be a time bound. You can't just say someday I'm going to achieve such and such a dream. Okay, what is that someday? Okay, you have to specify. Okay, the time should be specified. So then the vision statement should be framed taking present situation into consideration. Okay, so vision statement should be specific about what are major areas of focus in the company which it concentrates on. Then understandable vision statement should be simple and easy to understand. Then the goal. So once organization has analyzed its SWOT analysis and the PESTON analysis, and it has defined its mission and vision statement, now the company can move a next step, that is towards setting out organizational goals. So the company goals provide specific information as to how mission statement will be implemented, and it serves as basis of motivation for employees to achieve individual and organizational goals. So it provides a strong basis for decision making by providing expected standards as basis for comparison, so that you can properly coordinate with the actual actuals and the reality. Okay, then moving upon to the next one, it is strategies. So then later on, after this setting of goals, then you move on to the statements which serve as guidelines for achieving organizational goals. So you set lots and lots of strategies or plans, or you can also call it as a roadmap for you to accomplish. So these strategies addresses issues relating to the growth, survival, innovation, stability, etc. Then the HR function provides following inputs for effective implementation of HR strategies in the company. So to name few, these are some of the strategies listed. So communicate knowledge of organization plan. Then HR functions could prove to be effective channel to communicate components of strategic plans to employees in company tasks. So next, online KSA required for strategic implementation. So this task is accomplished by gathering information from job description, job specification, and performance appraisal systems, and so on. So proposed reward system. So HR functions will provide input on what type of reward system should be implemented in the company, and so on. So at this stage, I really suggest you all to please take a break, and only then you pause the video, take a break, of 5 to 10 minutes, and only then you continue with your next slide. Otherwise, the observation capacity will not be good enough for you to understand the next slide. So please take a break of 5 to 10 minutes and only then come and continue with your class. Okay, so I hope you all have gone for having a cup of coffee, and so let me also take a break and see you in 5 minutes. So I hope you all have taken a break and come back. So next, okay, let us continue our next session. Okay, so our next point is okay, after mission statements, then developing the strategies, developing your goals and all. The next step would be developing strategic plan at unit level. So organization strategic plan has direct impact on strategic plans of the company. So as company activities are interdependent in nature and follow system approaches, it is important to maintain proper coordination between units and departments in company. So congruence between the mission of the of the organization and its various units is very vital, regardless of what type of industry or what established it is, or what is the size and what is the structure. So whatever it is the procedure. So each division or unit in organization will have their own strategic plans. At end of day, it is very important that units and the division goals should be consistent with the company goals or the establishment goals. Then moving upon to the next aspect, it is job description. So this job description includes mission statement, which makes individual employees realize about their roles, then relevance towards accomplishment of organizational goals. Then it also clarifies the KSA required to be processed by employees to perform the task effectively, making it easy to company to choose suitable candidates required for the job, and for job description form strategic priorities which will lead to performance evaluation focused on results and behaviors of the employees. So moving upon to our next slide. So this would be last slide for the session on performance management system and strategic planning. So individual and team performance. So here performance management system needs to motivate employees to display behavior and produce required results to support organization units and mission, vision and goals. So development plans need to be aligned with organization priorities. Then well-defined performance management system define clear path to achieve goals set by the organization. So this is critical as organizational success depends upon level of effective coordination between collective and individual objectives. Then our last point would be building support in the strategic plan. So one of the very important aspects for success of performance management is to gain employee and the top management support to implement performance management successfully in the company. So it needs to align organization unit priorities with performance management, which is one of the very important factors that contributes to gain support from top management in the company or the establishment. So question probed by company as to why performance management should be implemented in company has two very main reasons. So that wherein firstly it to allow employees to understand where organization stands and where it is intended to go in the future. So this helps to we can get these information through the analysis that we carry on in our external environment, like pest SWOT analysis and the pestle analysis. So secondly, provides tool to employees which provides them proper guidelines as to how they can deliver desired behavior and expected performance by the company. So these are my inputs on performance management system and strategic planning, or how they both are integrated, and each one of them go hand in hand, and they both play vital role in each of the strategies or developing strategies and all. So thank you all. Okay, I hope this should cover the complete aspect of performance management and the strategic planning. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.